Coach, big win last week against the Woodlands. You secure a district title, or at least a clinch of one. Talk about what that means for this program and this Willis community, their first 6A district title.
Man, it's a special feeling, man. It's been a long time coming for this community. Can't talk highly enough about the kids and how much they bought in the 20 months we've been here, and just the total cultural buy-in from our seniors all the way down to our seventh graders. Man, it's been a blessing to be here. It's been a blessing for just to see this town kind of rally behind the team and a program and kind of just bring it all together. It's been really, really special to see, and we got a lot of work left to do. And when I took this job, I told the superintendent at the time, I think it'd be a three to 5 year process to get everything turned and get it flipping, going in the right direction. And I think we've kind of exceeded every timeline that we've put in place. And that's a testament to the kids and their families, and you're really just the overall community and what people are buying, what they're believing. And it's been special.
Last time we checked, we've looked back, tried to check out record books. This is probably the best team they've had, and this Willis High School has had in about 10 years, maybe even a little bit longer. The fact that you've done this in year 2 for you and the culture change you've had here, what does that speak about, your staff, you, and also just the kids buying in?
First thing is, when you talk about records and stuff like that, is Willis High School and its existence has never had a 10-win season, including playoffs, every scenario you look at or whatever, never had a 10-win season. So we're really excited to get to that mark. But, when we came in, I grew up right down the road. And so Willis has always had talent. They've always had potential. They've always had, that it factor that the it never really came on. And so, when this job opened up, it was enticing to me because, again, being from the area and seeing all those things, selfishly you think you can be the one that makes a difference, right? And it's not just me. I have a tremendous coaching staff around me, from our defensive coordinator to our offensive coordinator to our position coaches, freshman coaches. We got 2 great middle school staffs. It's been a total overall cultural buy-in. And like I said, I think the piece that's always been kind of missing is, somebody that can bring the entire town together, that also has the team, as a part of that piece. And when you can bring everything together in a one-horse town, things can be beyond special. And I think that's what's kind of unfolding in front of everybody's eyes right now is, all the work that we put in this last offseason to bring everybody together from, this side of the road to that side of the road to what they look like, what they make, and everybody drinking the same Kool-Aid and everybody being on the same page is, I think, to me, has been, the biggest change.
So, Coach, you also get to coach a guy who's having a heck of a year, DJ Lagway. Obviously, last year we kind of had some injuries that kind of made him sit out some games, but this year you're getting to see a healthy him. He's running your offense like he's you on the field, being able to call, already know what the play is as soon as you kind of give him one signal. What's it been like having him this year? He's having arguably Mr. Texas High School Football Player of the Year kind of year for him. So what's it been like having him this year for a full year? And what's it been like coaching him as, we're getting towards the end of the season, playoffs are approaching, it's going to end at some point.
Yeah, it's been special, man. DJ he's a special talent, but more importantly, like I tell everybody, man, he's a special human being. And the work that he puts in on a day-to-day basis, on his body, on his mind, on his teammates, and on his community has been the biggest thing. Talent aside, we've coached numerous kids that have exceptional talent, 4-star kids, 5-star kids. But I think what separates him from all the others is that work ethic and that belief in not only himself, but everybody around him. And he elevates everybody that he's in the presence of to be a better version of themselves, myself included. He pushes me on a daily basis to push him to a higher degree, to challenge him more, to be cognizant of what else is going around outside of what we're just doing out there on the football field. DJ completely healthy compared to DJ at 50% is night and day, man. I mean, the mind has always been the same, but his athletic ability and his ability to do things that you don't see from a normal human being has been special to watch. And he is an extension to me out there on that field. we've got to some situations where we have a play called, a play called, and it's designed to beat a coverage or a front or whatever. And like everybody we plan for something, and we get something totally different, usually from series to series. And he's good enough and smart enough to know, hey, I got to play in, but I don't like the way this looks. And he puts not only himself but his teammates in a better position to be successful. And the ability to have a 18-year-old kid do that is something that you don't get very often. A lot of schemes, put checks and audibles in place for quarterbacks to get, coaches out of bad play calls or, slide protections or whatever. But the way he sees it is something totally different from any kid that, I've ever coached. And I'm glad he plays for us.
So, Coach, last question we got for you. You talked about, when you came here, obviously is a move for your family and everything like that, but it was a big move coming here, kind of rebranding this kind of Willis team, getting the culture the way it needs to be. You said the superintendent, you gave him a 3 to 5 year timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So this is year 2 for you, obviously focused on this year, but when you look ahead at the next few years, what is your vision for this Willis football program?
It's hard to say now with, where we're at in this program, but I think that the success that we've had this year in changing that culture and having that buy-in will force the belief system within this community for that to become the expectation. So what we've done now in year 2 is we've gotten ourselves to a 9-0 start. Worst case scenario, we're tri-district champs. I think the successful programs that had that longevity, kind of like what we did at spring, is once you finally get over that hump and you catch fire, it becomes the expectation every year. And so now when you get into off season in January, the kids don't have this mindset of if we do this, then we might have a chance to do this. Now the mindset is we will do this because this is the expectation. This is the standard. If we don't win a district championship, if we don't make a deep playoff run, then we are, in lack of a better term, a failure to, this town. And you don't want, any kid to ever believe they're a failure. But if they believe that if they're not perfect or close to perfect, they're letting somebody else down, that elevates everybody else's work ethic. Mm-hmm. And they hear that when they go home. They hear that when they go to the Chicken Max down the road. They're hearing it from everybody. It's not a culture buy-in from the building, it's from the entire community. And when that becomes the expectation and that becomes the norm, I think the sky's the limit, especially for what you can do in a one-horse town with, all the resources that go to a high school go to one high school, not to 4 different high schools or 5 different high schools within a school district. And so what we've done this year is special. And I think it's just the first building block for what we can become if we do what we're setting ourselves out to do.